Not looks good at all. There's one bad news after another one. Congress remains divided on budget negotiations. Our financial ship is sinking. And you see here, this is also the reason why we see Bitcoin so bad performing. You see here, the weekly candle got completely bought up. I mean, sold by the bears. The bears won the weekly candle. And right now we are breaking clearly below the daily 20 moving average. We closed already below the daily 20 moving average. There's only one thing which could save us. I speak about this in a second, but you see here the next bad news. The Fed will be flying blind on interest rate decision after a government shutdown. Why? Because the policymakers would have only limited access to inflation data with departments shut that produce key reports. So basically, wait a minute, 1 second. The US government or the Fed relies on data of some job data and inflation data and blah blah blah, all this stuff. But the departments who do all these reports, they have to shut down. They are forced to shut down, because if the government is shutting down, the government will only pay the departments which are really needed to that there will be no purge in the US. You understand what I mean? So like emergency, like medical stuff and so on. But people who are doing the report for the inflation data, so the Fed basically cannot do any decision regarding will they increase the interest rate, decrease, because they don't have any data. You understand how big all this thing is? So for this reason, we saw also on Friday, we saw the S&P 500 closing below our support line, which is very bad. You see it here, we closed below our support line, which indicates that S&P 500 will break further down. We see here in the pre-market, we are at 4,358, so we're a little bit better. You see, we are right now 4,350. We are here, so it not look good at all right now. But we have one small hope, and this one small hope is, I explain you exactly. The DXY, I mean, the DXY is not our friend. We know the dollar we are watching right now, but the dollar is at the moment facing a heavy resistance line. You see, we are in this resistance field, and we got many times rejected here, rejected. And will we get here rejected or not? This is the question. Here we also in the past, in 2020, we got rejected. Because what we want to see that we are getting here rejected and breaking down this yellow line. And also the pump of the like some of you wrote in the comments already, the pump of the dollar looks not healthy at all, because you see it here, we are heavily overbought, like crazy. We are overbought, and we are forming also a bearish divergence. You see here the RSI is going clearly down, you see, but the price is going up. So it looks like we have to get rejected here and see the dollar breaking down. So this is one small hope. If we see the dollar breaking down, then what we see, we should see Bitcoin breaking to the upside. Obviously, if the government get shut down, we see the dollar breaking down, the S&P 500 breaking down, and Bitcoin will also break down in the immediate short term. But then we will see the Bitcoin price rising, because it's the same what happened in the banking crisis, which happened start of the year with Silicon Valley Bank, Silver Bank, blah blah blah, all this stuff. Yes, for short term, Bitcoin broke down when all the banks got bankrupt, but then several days after, we saw Bitcoin flying to the moon, because Bitcoin is the only alternative to bonds and Bitcoin, right? And Zuckerbrot and stock market. So this is one hope. And also another hope is the total crypto market cap, because we are still, if we are watching right now on the weekly, we are still, even though we closed here a clear bad weekly candle, you see it here, we are still in the symmetrical triangle, and as long as we're not breaking down the symmetrical triangle, it looks still good. As soon as we are breaking down and clearly closing a weekly candle below the symmetrical triangle, we will see Bitcoin falling down like a hot potato blade, or how you call it. We will see a massive drop down to total crypto price target at 650 billion. It would be even lower than our bottom, which was at 730 billion. So we would see Bitcoin falling below 15k, and altcoins would get destroyed. So I mean, it looks horrible, but you have to see the positive side. You can buy very cheap with a discount Bitcoin or some of your favorite altcoins. I'll show you in a second what I will do with my trade also. So this looks not good, but it's still, we still have hope. Like I showed you yesterday also, some hope is also in our ETH versus Bitcoin chart. No, not this one. ETH versus Bitcoin chart, because we see right now still we are here. Wait a minute, it's loading. The internet is not good. We are still, maybe we'll go on the weekly, it's even better. We are still in this falling wedge, which is a bullish pattern. So in case we are breaking out of this pattern, we will see altcoins flying to the moon. So this still hope. If we are breaking it down, it will be again very bearish. So here is also some hope. And usually, you know what's interesting, the charts are showing, the most of the time we don't know which news are coming out. So we don't know, is there a bad news coming out or good news coming out? But usually, you know, everything looks right now horrible. We are riding right into Black Swan Event, that the government is getting shut down, or if they even agree, we see everything falling down. But usually, if we see in the chart some hope, we see suddenly some positive news coming out, which bring all the market to the upside. So we don't know. It's not a guarantee. But I told you, as you see right now in the charts, we still have hope. We have this falling wedge. We have also, some people believe in it, some people believe not in it. We have soon in 5 days full moon, and usually, technically, historically, we have 70 to 80% a possibility of a pump on full moon or several days after. So this could also lead to a pump, that we have some news coming out which we don't know even, which will put the price to the upside. So let's see right now which are the worst cases for Bitcoin. So the worst case, or small hope, I start with a small hope right now. So I go on the weekly right now, or on the daily, it even doesn't matter, because I want to show you here, we have still hope. Yes, we broke down to the daily, we broke down the daily 20 moving average, but we have some big hope at the monthly 100 moving average. So yes, we could see right now that we are heading here to 25,300, which would be 3% short opportunity for my day traders. In case we are breaking 100 monthly moving average, we will heading to the CME gap of 21k easily down. So yes, we have to watch, but we still have hope that we will rush down to 25k, to the 100 monthly moving average, and see bounce to the upside, which would bring Bitcoin even up until to 40k. It's still possible. It right now, it sounds ridiculous, I know it, but as I told you, in the charts it's still possible. And usually we have some positive news which possibly could bring it to the upside. And if we are watching right now, the funding rates, looks not bad at all, because on Bybit we are already negative, Binance still a bit positive, which speaks also that we could see a little bit more downside, but then we could see a pump to the upside. So like I tell you, everything from the news side looks horrible, but technically there's still hope, and this could bring our price to the upside. And the people are speaking about the Fed. The Fed so the Fed will in 37 days announce will they increase or decrease, and the probabilities right now that they will not increase, with 74% that they will not increase the interest rates. It's also will they increase or not, it also depends, will the government shut down or not? Because if the government shut down, they don't have any data, they cannot even decide will they increase or decrease. So let's see, the probability that they will that the US government will default on their debts is very unlikely, because it happened 1933 and before. So it happened 3 times in the history, and it looked horrible for the world, for the whole world economy. So it will not happen. But like I told you, historically, even if they agree, we still see some drop down, but we still have hope on some positive news, and it looks not bad in the charts. And I show you also my trade is right now $6,500 in a loss. I will remain, because the swing long position, and my stop loss is, my RB stop loss long is at $15. I don't expect, even if we are breaking horribly down, I don't expect that my stop loss got hit at $15 my liquidation price. So I remain in this position. In my opinion, this is an amazing long swing position for day traders, obviously short position. If you want, you can also jump into long or short with $1,000 bonus on on Bybit. You put $100 in and get $1,000 bonus for short or long. Link is in the description, Bratans. Thank you everyone for watching. I kiss you and I see you later.